The power goes out at 3:17 in the afternoon. The air conditioner shuts off, the ceiling fan slows to a stop, and your refrigerator goes silent. Outside, the sun is still pounding against the windows, and your apartment is beginning to trap heat, like a parked car. Maybe there is a child in the next room, an older parent who does not tolerate heat well, a dog already breathing faster than usual, or someone who depends on powered medical equipment. What you do in the first 30 minutes can determine whether the apartment stays manageable or becomes dangerously hot later. And there is one mistake people make while trying to stay cool that can turn a blackout into something far worse. We will get to that before the end. For now, do not sit down and wait for the electricity to return. Your first move is to stop more heat from entering the apartment. First, block the sun. Close the blinds, curtains, or shades on every window receiving direct sunlight. If you have blackout curtains or reflective coverings, use them immediately. Sunlight does more than warm the air. It heats the floor, walls, furniture, and countertops. And those surfaces can continue releasing heat long after the sun moves away. One of the most common reactions during a blackout is to open every window. That is not always helpful. Before opening anything, compare the air outside with the air inside. If the outdoor air feels hotter, keep the sunny windows closed and covered. Opening them may simply replace warm indoor air with even hotter air. Later, when the outdoor temperature drops, you can use open windows to create cross ventilation. But during the hottest part of the afternoon, shade comes before airflow. Second, choose your cooling zone. Do not try to manage the temperature of the entire apartment. Pick the coolest room you have and make it the temporary living area. This may be a bedroom on the shaded side of the building, a lower-level room, or an interior space away from large windows. Close the doors to rooms you are not using. Move water, medication, phones, charging equipment, flashlights, pet supplies, and anything needed for a child or older adult into that room. By concentrating everyone in one smaller area, you make every fan, battery, and cooling measure more effective. Remove unnecessary heat sources from the room. Turn off lights you do not need. Avoid using the oven or stovetop. Shut down computers, televisions, gaming systems, and other electronics that produce heat while consuming power. Keep the refrigerator and freezer closed as much as possible. Decide what you need before opening the door. Take it out quickly and close it again. Every unnecessary opening lets cold air escape and forces you to use the food sooner if the outage continues. Third, cool people before trying to cool the apartment. A small portable fan will not lower the temperature of an entire room, but it can make the person sitting in front of it feel more comfortable by moving air across the skin. That means placement matters more than raw power. Do not leave a battery fan spinning in the middle of an empty room. Position it close to the people who need it, use the lowest effective setting, and turn it off when nobody is there. If you have only one fan, give priority to the person most vulnerable to heat. A rechargeable fan and a charged power bank are useful because they perform two specific jobs. One provides direct airflow, and the other preserves communication. That is enough. You do not need a pile of gadgets. A fan with a long runtime is usually more practical than one with impressive power that drains its battery quickly. A power bank is only useful if it is charged, easy to find, and matched with the cables your devices actually use. Put phones into low power mode, reduce screen brightness, close unnecessary apps, and avoid charging every device at once. Keep at least one phone available for emergency alerts, restoration updates, and communication. Fourth, reduce the heat your body is creating. A blackout often makes people rush around the apartment, move furniture, search through closets, repeatedly check the hallway, and reorganize supplies. Do the important tasks early while you still have daylight, then slow down. Sit in the cooling zone, limit physical activity, wear light and loose clothing, and keep water within reach. Do not wait until someone feels extremely thirsty before offering water. Check the people who may not recognize or communicate that they are becoming too hot. Children may continue playing without noticing the heat. Older adults may not feel thirst as strongly or may avoid asking for help. Someone with limited mobility may be unable to reach the cooler room alone. A person using powered medical equipment may need a backup plan immediately rather than several hours later. Ask direct questions. Are they alert? Are they drinking? Can they move safely? Is their medication available? Does their equipment have battery backup? And do you already know where to go if it stops working? Pets need the same attention. Move them into the coolest shaded area. Keep clean water available and watch for unusual behavior or distress. Do not wrap an animal in a heavy wet towel because thick wet fabric can trap heat. Keep the pet calm, provide gentle airflow, and avoid unnecessary activity. This is the point where your blackout plan becomes more than a collection of equipment. It becomes a priority list of who needs help first. If practical emergency plans for apartments, families, seniors, and pets are useful to you, subscribe to Prep Logic. Everything here is built around normal homes, limited space, and realistic budgets. Fifth, decide early when staying is no longer the best option. This is where many apartment residents wait too long. They assume the apartment will cool down as soon as the sun sets, but buildings can store heat in the roof, walls, floors, and neighboring units. A top-floor apartment may stay hot for hours after dark. A hallway may feel cooler without actually being safe or comfortable for a long stay. Check the utilities restoration estimate if one is available, but do not treat it as a guarantee. Find out whether the building has a cooler lobby, community room, or shaded outdoor area. Identify at least one air-conditioned place you could reach safely, such as the home of a friend or relative, a public cooling center, a library, or another community location. Make that decision before your phone battery is low, before the stairwell becomes dark, and before someone is too weak or distressed to leave easily. Pack a small departure bag while you still have light. Include water, identification, essential medication, phone cables, a power bank, a flashlight, pet supplies, and anything required for a child or older adult. Having the bag ready does not mean you must leave. It means you can leave calmly if conditions change. I have put together a practical list of compact cooling, lighting, and backup charging equipment suited to apartments. It is pinned in the comments so you can compare the options before you are trying to make decisions in a hot, dark room. Sixth, avoid the mistake that creates a second emergency. During a long outage, some people try to power the apartment or prepare food using equipment designed for outdoor use. Never operate a gasoline generator, charcoal grill, camp stove, or any similar fuel-burning device inside an apartment, hallway, basement, garage, or near an open window. Cracking a window or opening a door does not make indoor generator use safe. These devices can produce carbon monoxide, a gas you cannot see or smell, and it can build up without obvious warning. Use only equipment specifically designed for indoor operation and follow the manufacturer's instructions. Do not trade a heat problem for a poisoning or fire emergency. Preparation also means recognizing when home cooling measures are no longer enough. If someone becomes confused, collapses, cannot respond normally, or appears seriously ill from the heat, contact emergency services. Do not keep experimenting with fans, water, or room changes while hoping the condition improves. Now return to 3:17 in the afternoon. The power goes out. The air conditioner stops, the refrigerator goes silent, and the sun is still striking the windows. But this time, you do not wait. First, you block the sunlight. Second, you choose one cooling zone. Third, you direct limited airflow toward the people who need it. Fourth, you reduce activity and protect your water and battery supply. Fifth, you decide where you will go if the apartment keeps heating up. And sixth, you avoid using outdoor equipment indoors, no matter how long the outage lasts. The apartment may still become uncomfortable, but you have slowed the heat, protected the most vulnerable people and animals, and kept your options open. Which room in your apartment would become your cooling zone during a summer blackout? Tell me in the comments, like the video, if this plan gave you a useful first step, and subscribe to Prep Logic. In the next video, we will look at what changes when the blackout lasts longer than 24 hours.